So I'm going to just mix up some sourdough bread. This is my starter. So I fed my starter today. It didn't rise a whole lot, but I can see that it's got a lot of bubbles in there. So it is active, and I'm not very fussy about my starter having risen because I know it'll work. I have a recipe here that I'm using. I got it off YouTube from Ben Starr, and it's called Sourdough Bread for Lazy People because it's super easy. I've got my bowl sitting on a scale, and I've got it zeroed out right now, and this recipe says 4 ounces of starter. So I'm going to measure out 4 ounces just so that you know about how much I've got. That's a 1/4 cup, so it's going to be a little less than 1/2 cup. That's 3 ounces. Okay, so 4 ounces, and I'm done with my starter. Then I'm going to zero out my scale and add my water. Okay, it's zeroed. 12 ounces of water. And I use filtered water because the chlorine in tap water will kill your starter. So I'm doing measured 12 ounces of weight. Okay, 12 ounces. I'm gonna mix that gently. And then I'm going to zero my scale out again. And I'm going to add 1 pound plus 4 ounces of all-purpose flour, and I use unbleached flour. I believe it's about 4 cups. So, 1 pound, 2 ounces, okay, so that's 1 pound, 4 ounces. And then I'm going to zero this out and add my salt. I use sea salt. You don't want to use iodized salt because it can also kill the starter, so you don't want to do that. So it's going to be 3/4 of an ounce of salt. It's about a tablespoon. And then I'm going to mix it together. I'm done with my scale. Put this on a towel so it doesn't make noise. I'm just going to mix this up. I mix it up as best as I can with the mixer, and then I mix it with my hands until all of the dry dough is mixed together. kind of scrape down the sides a little bit. So that's about as well mixed as it needs to be. Then I'm going to cover that with saran wrap and let it sit on the counter overnight. Okay, so this has been sitting out all night long, and you can see that it has risen to about double its size. So we are going to shape it and then let it sit for another 2 to 4 hours until it's ready for baking. So a little bit of flour on the counter. Just going to take this out, and then if I need to, we can move the camera so that it's over just the countertop now.
That's pretty much.
So we're just going to shape this, make sure it's not sticking. Just going to shape it into a round loaf. And then we've got another bowl, and it's lined with a clean towel. And we're just going to plop this in like this. We're going to let it sit for another 2 to 4 hours. So the bread has been sitting for about 2 to 3 hours, and it looks like it has risen quite a bit. So I'm happy with this. I've got my oven on at 500 degrees with my Dutch oven in there heating up, and it's going to heat up for about an hour. So the bread is going to come out onto the parchment paper right now. And I like to just kind of slip it off just like that. And then we're going to take, whenever you're ready to bring that pot out, we're just going to take a razor blade. We're going to make our cuts. All right, I'm putting a very, very hot pot. Put this in just like that. Lid goes back on, and it goes right into the oven.